Echo, yeah. I don't know if Red's going to talk about that. But yeah, Nanners got banned because in a game, there was a game where you're holding a banana. And yeah, like she was holding a banana and stroking the banana until it spurted. But it was a literal banana. And yeah, Twitch banned her for that one. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the tweet on it. I don't know if Reb's going to talk about that. Maybe he will, but God only knows.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rip here. So today we have a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right into the topics for today's video. We're going to be looking at some more examples of Hasan's Asmongold derangement syndrome rearing its ugly head as Hasan rages over Asmongold and even challenges him to a debate, believing and being tricked by his own chat that Asmongold was currently watching. He was not. We're also going to see Hasan condemn Asmongold's community and label them toxic. And then he goes a step further.
Okay, what else is new?
Publicly shames Ethan Klein for not calling out Asmongold and tries to even claim that if Ethan doesn't call out Asmongold, he is supporting anti-Semitism.
Well, Revan, to your point, Asmongold has not been banned more simply because he brings Twitch a lot of fucking money. That's why he doesn't get banned. Is because of Asmon's politics, you would think, yeah, he would get the shit slapped out of him with a ban. The thing is he makes Twitch a lot of money. He is easily one of their most popular streamers. And so he brings Twitch a lot of ad revenue. He brings Twitch a lot of sub revenue. And I'm not even sure about bit revenue because I'm not sure how Asmongold, if he does bits or anything. But he brings Twitch a lot of money. It's only when there's something that they classify as quote unquote egregious. And there was that one incident several months ago. You're not talking about, well, what are you talking about then, Revan? Oh, why Hasan hasn't banned Asmongold. What? You mean from his chats? Are you talking about Hasan banning Asmongold from his chats? Because, okay, so you're talking about what Rev said earlier. What Rev said earlier was not that Asmongold was in his chat. He did, if you're talking about that reference, I think it was people in Hasan's chat gassing him up and saying that he was but you're talking about why he wouldn't have banned him so he wouldn't have been able to watch in the first place. Yeah, I mean, well, my guess is Hasan does want Asmongold watching his chats to promote it. It's free promotion for him. If Asmongold is watching Hasan's chats, then Hasan is getting free promotion on Asmongold's channel. Just like Hasan always watching Asmongold clips and Asmongold streams is giving Asmongold free promotion. It's free promotion either way you look at it.
In a single-digit IQ move, Hasan then moves on from that public shaming to then shaming Moist Critical, of all people, for not calling out people like Asmongold.
Oh my god, he actually went after Charlie? Gamer, Charlie gives less of a fuck about you than Asmongold does. Charlie gives such a little of a fuck about you is that he won't even bother farming you for content. Like, literally, Hasan is beneath Charlie.
Yeah, baby!
Oh, Tangia. Fucking perfect Tangia for that one. Yeah, Hasan is literally beneath Charlie's expectations for content farming. That's the crazy thing. You're gonna go after Charlie and Charlie's just gonna be like, I don't fucking care. And he won't even farm Hasan for the content.
And Ethan Klein. And then we're going to see the professional women's scarer and Hasan Orbiter Mike from PA get into a Twitter scrap with Caleb Hammer.
That meme will never die.
Mike from PA deleting all of his tweets in shame. Then we're going to look at people blaming Asmongold for the fact that Twitch now has gambling ads, because apparently that's his fault.
Yeah.
But let's begin with a...
Wait. They blamed Asmongold? Hold up. People actually blamed Asmon for Twitch wanting gambling ads? I know I'm gonna regret asking this, but fucking why? Why would they blame Asmongold for Twitch running gambling ads? Yes, Twitch is running gambling ads. I'm guessing that, because he say support it? Oh, fucking big deal. Well, did he support it, or did he just say, get over yourself about the fact that there's gambling ads because gambling is fucking everywhere? We've seen it. We watched the CoffeeZilla video. Gambling ads are literally fucking everywhere. Yeah, he doesn't have any issues with it because he sees the way the world is going. Gambling ads are a massive fucking business now. Gambling is a massive business. You can you gamble on literally everything these days, and so gambling has become fucking huge. And Asmon is a business person. He knows, he's a businessman. He knows that gambling ads is fucking money. You can make huge fucking bank as a platform by running gambling ads on your platform. And Twitch is desperate for money.
Because they probably blame global climate change on him too.
They blame everything on him. It doesn't mean that they have a brain in their head. It's like, literally, Twitch is desperate for money. So of course they're going to promote gambling ads because the gambling companies are probably shelling out money big time to run ads on the platform. And Twitch needs the money, so of course they're going to take it. And by the way, bearing in mind, people are still all going all in about, well, Kick is a gambling site. Kick is a gambling site. Kick is a gambling site. That's all you fucking hear about Kick is it is a gambling site, when Twitch has been doing gambling just as much, if not more, than Kick from the very beginning, and they're running gambling ads all the fucking time. So all you people out there on the internet that want to say, oh, why are you on Kick? Kick is a gambling site. Tamer Gambling has been on Twitch for years. Twitch is absolutely no stranger to gambling, and Kick so far has been ad-free. They are going to put in ads. Hopefully they are going to be unobtrusive like they promised. But Kick is ad-free, and their payouts to content creators is leagues better than Twitch's, and their moderation is leagues better than Twitch's. So don't go coming at me with the, oh, Kick has gambling because Twitch has gambling too, you fucking dunderhead. Get your head out of your ass and realize that gambling is literally everywhere right there. Gambling is everywhere right now, and Kick is not some kind of outlier as a platform when it comes to gambling. Wake the fuck up and smell what your mom shat out when she gave birth to you.
Has gambling ads, because apparently that's his fault. But let's begin with a short update on a different situation.
Here we go.
Some good news.
Okay, hold up.
Christmas came early this year. It appears that Nina Lynn, the nuisance streamer, is now permanently banned.
Correction. I need to offer, and Rev may make a correction too. Rev may make a correction on this. Nina Lynn has not been permanently banned. She is not. She has been indefinitely banned, which is a difference. Indefinitely banned means that at the snap of a finger or at the drop of a hat, Twitch may decide we want to let her back onto the platform. That is a point of distinction that does need to be made. She's banned indefinitely, but not permanently. Indefinitely, by its definition, simply means an indeterminate amount of time. So she could be banned for a week. She could be banned for a month. She could be banned for a year. But at some point, Twitch may allow her back onto the platform. Maybe it's forever. But at any time, Twitch can decide, okay, we're going to let her back on the platform. More than likely, what's probably going to happen is Twitch is going to keep her banned until basically the heat dies down, people stop worrying about it, people stop talking about it, And like maybe a few months down the line, maybe able to say, okay, we're gonna lift the ban on Nina Lynn. When when something else, when something else big, like when some other content creator does something equally as bad and all the attention gets put on them, they may go, okay, we're gonna bring Nina Lynn back. But it's not a permanent ban, so an indefinite ban should not be conflated to permanent.
On Twitch, it looks like they updated her ban and have now made it indefinite, which typically means permanent, or at least for a very long time. Now, in case you're looking at this individual, you're like, who is this? She's one of those streamers that basically popped up over the last month or two for all the wrong reasons. She's a nuisance streamer. She goes out in public and annoys people, and also does some very serious things, criminal things. In fact, she's been banned 3 times in the past few months. The first one coming after a clip of her surfaced where she essayed a male streamer live on Twitch. That got her a 2-day ban. Yep, good job, Twitch. Then another clip happened with her essaying a different male streamer. That got her a 7.
Okay, I need to point out clarity on this one. The 2 clips of her essaying a male streamer popped off at the same time. Okay, like the clip of her essaying Saeed popped off, and then literally a day, I don't even think it was a day later. So the day Nina Lynn got banned for the clip showing that she got essayed, the day she got banned, the clip of her essaying, was it Disguised Toast, popped off. Like the day she got banned. And then the next day, Nina Lynn got unbanned, and that clip of her essaying Disguised Toast went fucking viral. Like, wait a minute, you're bringing her back and she's essayed 2 content creators? And so she lasted like a couple of days while that firestorm was rolling, and then she caught the second ban on the 30th. So it's not like the Disguised Toast footage only popped off when she was unbanned, even though it was only for 2 days. It was like day 1 of her ban is when the Disguised Toast came up, and then she was unbanned the day after the Disguised Toast footage came out, and everybody went, wait a minute, you're unbanning her and she has SA'd 2 content creators. And then Twitch went, oh shit, we better do something. And so then they facilitated her next ban, which was a week-long ban, which is where now we get up to current in Rev's story.
Day ban. Then she was banned, and now it's been extended into an indefinite ban for this. Not the multiple essays live on Twitch. No, it's this. She was stealing from Target, something that there's literal compilations of. She has stolen so many times live on Twitch. In fact, as you can see here, what she's doing.
And by the way, she still was not banned for threatening and assaulting a taxi driver. She was still not banned when she flipped a fucking table in a McDonald's and basically verbally attacked another the guy she was with. Like there's video footage of her where she was sitting at like a McDonald's or something and literally flipped the fucking table with food and stuff all over it and started screaming at the guy that was with her. There's other video footage where she is goes to forcibly shove a beverage at a complete stranger, a taxi driver. She was holding this beverage. She throws the garbage from the lid on the ground, walks up, knocks on the window. He rolls the window down. She shoves the drink into the window, and immediately the driver's like, fuck that, and rolls the window up on her because he has no idea what the fuck she's doing. And she's like, yo, what are you doing? And he rolls the window down, and she pulls her arm out, and then she actually starts demanding the taxi driver get out and fight her. It's like demanding, come out and fight me. Like a complete fucking stranger. And she's demanding that he get out and fight her because she shoved a beverage at him through an open window, unprompted, and he's just like, fuck that, because this is the day and age where people will literally just throw shit at taxi drivers for fun on stream. And he reacted as any logical person would. There was another clip that surfaced during her ban, where was it during her ban or not? Where she was like trying to fight another streamer. Like literally, she is nothing but a filthy hood rat. She is a filthy hood rat that has admitted live on camera that she beats her younger brother. She admitted on camera she beat her younger brother so bad that CPS was called on their family, and their family had to flee to China because CPS got called on them because she beat her own brother so badly. That's the kind of person this is. She is an absolutely disgusting human being that should be locked up in prison. She should not be out amongst polite society. She is a disgusting troglodyte that doesn't deserve to live in society. Flat the fuck out. She is and by being a streamer has only elevated that attitude of hers to horrific proportions. She is pathetic, she is disgusting. Hopefully this indefinite ban means she's never coming back, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on that. But at least she's got the quote-unquote indefinite ban. And before we continue on, Kick, if she tries to stream on Kick, I hope you're watching. If she applies to stream on Kick, you know her history. She's gonna do just as bad or worse streaming on Kick, because if she streams on Kick, she's fully going to expect that she's going to be able to get away with even worse on Kick. So Kick, if you're watching and she like sets up an account on Kick, I'm just saying, she is not going to be a net positive for your platform. She will bring the platform down, just like Johnny Somali and just like Jackass Dumbass Dory. I'm just saying.
So many times live on Twitch. In fact, as you can see here, what she's doing is she's
Super Late,
grabbing
absolutely
an expensive cut of steak, and then
Super Late, you're saying she should have her ass beaten? If she actually goes after someone, this is someone who will try to fight people, and because people don't want to get in trouble, because if you hit a woman, then you're going to go to jail even if she hits you first. Yeah, she needs someone that when she assaults someone, they clap back and they put her on her ass. That's why she has this attitude, is because she hasn't been put on her ass when she goes to attack someone.
It's butter behind it, and then when she goes to scan, she scans the butter, but not the steak. Obviously, ripping off the target, and she's so brazen about it. She did it live on Twitch, and this is what got her possibly permanently banned, and couldn't have happened to a better person. But she's claiming it's not a permaban and that she can't wait to come back and make everyone mad. I don't know, like, it's got to be like a humiliation ritual at this point that she keeps going. But let's move on to the next set of topics involving Hasan Piker, who's slowly taking my sanity every day because of the outrageous things he continues to do that affect so many people in the streaming scene. Of course, he has huge beef with Ethan Klein, and that has really made a sour relationship out of them.
These guys used to be
friends.
That art was
cute. They co-hosted a podcast together, and it's completely fallen apart over the past couple of years, to the point where even Hasan is saying that his wife Hila is a valid military target. Are you
kidding me?
Because she served in the IDF, which is required
still doing that?
When you are a person born in Israel who turns 18. You have to do it. She was a secretary. But Hasan's community, they label her as a valid target for violence. And then even
that doesn't get a ban. That, like, saying that Helia, that a non-combatant is a valid military target, that's literally Hasan promoting war crimes. This is Hasan on Twitch literally promoting war crimes. Not a peep out of fucking Twitch for that one. Because he's their golden boy. Because their political ideology aligns perfectly with his. And so Hasan can do anything he wants, including calling for war crimes to be committed on non-combatants.
even try to say that she is a baby killer and all these terrible, awful things, to the point where human skulls are being sent to their home. But anyways, he's now going after, once again, Ethan Klein, and he is shaming what he calls the OG YouTubers, calling them out for being
God's sake,
ignorant and ignoring the issue. In fact, he even implies people like Moist Critical are ruining their career and reputation by not calling out Ethan Klein.
So that was a fucking lie.
Trust me, Charlie's reputation is just fine. Charlie doesn't give a fuck about you, Hassan. And boy, doesn't that just chap your ass.
Very abusive. So a lot of these people that are defending him are unironically cooking their own careers. Like I said, Philip DeFranco and others need to call him out. He even made a sexual comment about Phil's wife on stream, and it's crickets from Phil. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't have anything to say about that. I feel like there are a lot of much larger OG content creators who I suspect have seen some of this stuff, and they probably don't want to get involved. I think a big part of the reason why they initially didn't want to get involved, is because they did not want to like invite extra scrutiny.
Yes, GDP, he was. Charlie was named Content Creator of the Year by the Game Awards, which his reaction to it was absolutely adorable, because when he was watching, he was like, please don't let it be me, please don't let it be me, please don't let it be me, god damn it, it's me.
The reason why they initially didn't want to get involved is because they did not want to like invite extra scrutiny and anger and resentment from hate mobs, because a lot of the other larger communities, not just like Ethan's own, but a lot of these other larger communities like Asmongold's and whatnot will aggressively go after people. That's what's...
Wait. So Hassan is going on the assumption that Charlie even has anything bad to say about Ethan. He's like, Hassan is literally assuming that Charlie doesn't like Ethan and thinks badly of Ethan, but he's afraid to say anything because he's afraid of the communities. Charlie doesn't give a fuck. Charlie doesn't get into politics. His content is specifically non-political. So why would he give a flying fuck about Ethan in the first place? It's not something he only talked about you, Hassan, because you shocked your dog. It had nothing to do with politics. It had to do with animal abuse, which is Charlie's thing. Charlie deals with people, and people, like, when Charlie talks about humans, like, current event stuff, he looks at the human stories. He doesn't look at the political stuff. He stays far the fuck away from politics. He doesn't give a fuck about politics. So why would he say anything about Ethan? He does not care. Just like he doesn't talk about you in the political theater, he talks about you being an animal abuser. But because Charlie went after Hassan about shocking his dog, he's butthurt that Charlie doesn't say anything bad about Ethan and acts like Charlie's scared. Gamer, you've seen Charlie when Sneeko tried to roll up on him, and especially when Sneeko rolled up and tried to go, I got my mags. And we saw Charlie's response, or I got my clips, sorry. Sneeko said, I got two clips. And we saw Charlie's response to that. He fucking John Wick that shit by just very calmly holding up his badass AR-15, which was a beautiful piece of machinery, and schooled Sneeko on what he said. And yeah, Hassan is pretending like if Charlie said anything about Ethan, that Asmongold would go after him, ignoring the fact that A, Asmongold would just be like, whatever, and B, Charlie doesn't fucking care in the first place. That's the funniest part, is Charlie doesn't care, and Hassan is getting butthurt about the fact that Charlie doesn't care. That's the biggest part of this. And it's hilarious because it's like, why doesn't someone else go after Ethan like I do? Why does everyone else hate Ethan? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Charlie turned off all monetization. Charlie is completely unmonetized. He does not give a fuck. He doesn't give a fuck about monetization. He doesn't give a fuck about if people want to try and come after him. And Hassan, he most particularly doesn't give a fuck about you. And oh, doesn't that fucking burn your ass.
So that's so nutty. Like, I'm telling you, if I did something that was equivalent, no matter how valid it is, and in the case of like LSF, there's at least enough like out there evidence, people would go crazy. People would be like, oh, dude, I can't believe Hassan is doing this. What a piece of shit. All this stuff.
Because you're an asshole.
Like, there would be endless amounts.
Because you're an asshole and your entire platform is one of false equivalency, and you target people and you target non-combatants and advocate for war crimes against them. Yes, people are going to constantly go after them. You advocate for war crimes. You advocate for communism. You advocate for slaughtering people in the streets because they are quote unquote capitalists. You advocated for 9/11. You said America deserved 9/11. You have advocated for and called for the deaths of sitting U.S. senators and congresspeople. You have committed animal abuse on stream. Yes, people will continue to go after you, as they should. Cry about it, bitch.
Content. I know for a fucking fact Moist Critical will make a video about it. You know? He would straight up make a video, be like, "Oh, the situation's out of control. Worst
You're
guy
a
on
human
the internet."
asshole, yes.
This is absolutely rich coming from this guy for many reasons. Number one, he's going out there and trying to say people like Moist Critical are damaging their career and reputation by not calling out Ethan Klein. That's absolutely insane. That's an insane take. In fact, yeah, you've seen people like Moist Critical talk about Hassan Piker. In fact, he's one of the many people who are just kind of reveling in this whole ridiculous latest controversy with the whole dog zapping, and that's like a mainstream thing to do because so many people feel increasingly more comfortable talking about Hassan because more and more people are doing it as his behavior gets even more ridiculous. But then he tries to claim that these large content creators like Asmongold and Ethan Klein.
Actually, I'm going to disagree with that. Ethan is a big content group. He has a big channel. He absolutely, I would classify him as a big content creator. Now, is he as big as Asmongold, Hassan, and Charlie? No, I'd say he's not as big as those three. But generally speaking, I would classify him in the big content creator category for sure.
Their communities are terrible and that they scare everyone. That's why nobody talks about them. Surely it's not because they think Ethan is more likable.
I think that's probably
Hassan.
it. Yeah, he's in a
Clearly
different
can't be
circle
that.
than you're familiar
It's
with.
actually because their communities are so scary that a lot of these OG YouTubers are afraid to even criticize someone like Asmongold or Ethan Klein. But that doesn't really match up, does it? Because
yeah, they're afraid to criticize Asmongold or Ethan Klein. Jamer, people criticize the two of them all the fucking time, and they have legions of mindless Twitter zombies that will happily jump on the bandwagon and attack Ethan and Asmongold every fucking hour of every fucking day. So the entire argument of, oh, he's, did no one criticize, everybody's afraid to criticize Ethan and Asmongold, well...
So that was a fucking lie.
Because it happens literally every day.
the lived experience of probably anyone who's ever come to the crosshairs of Hassan, his orbiters, or their communities, they know how toxic they are. They're completely unhinged. Like, one of the most unhinged communities out there. Everyone knows that. In fact, even Dr. K.
And okay, I'll talk about this for you. The snark people, I don't know if this is anybody from the snark subreddits, but they're starting to go after Caleb now too. I'll show you the tweet after stream, but the snarks are actually going after Caleb now.
Who is a therapist and talks to a lot of content creators, he says that the people he talks to behind the scenes, they are terrified of Hassan's community because they're that unhinged.
There's a lot of pent up stuff, I think, that's specifically towards Hassan. So I know, for example, that, and I'm not saying this is true or not true, I'm just saying that with the creators that I've worked with, one of the things that there are a handful of communities that they're really scared of, and Hassan's is one of them. I'm not saying that that's justified or not justified. I'm not saying it's true or not true, but just for whatever reason, right? And when people say, I'll ask them like, why, right? What concerns you about? And I think it has something to do with his size, his rigidity, and the tribalism of his community, right? There's there's an us versus them.
Yeah, what he's claiming is something that pretty much anybody with eyeballs can already see for themselves.
This is getting so fucked up. Rev literally had to lift the glasses up and make sure he was seeing what he was saying. It's the lifting of the glasses mean.
People are afraid of talking about Hassan or his orbiters or anything related to their communities because they're absolutely rabid. We've seen how he's treated Ethan Klein and Hila Klein and other critics who dare to go against the grain. That's what he does. And he has a very rabid audience. He knows it. He's captured by his own audience. He can't tune down any of the rhetoric because they want him to go more and more extreme. That's how we end up with Hassan routinely making calls for political violence, causing people to get absolutely dogpiled. And at this point, he's just stuck. This is all he can do. And now he's calling out Ethan Klein. So he's calling out people for not talking about Ethan Klein. And now he's talking about Ethan Klein and calling him out for not talking about Asmongold. Because he believes that a possible collab that Asmongold may have with Nick Fuentes, he believes that if Ethan says nothing, he is supporting anti-Semitism. This is so rich.
What this is desperation. Hassan knows he's on a downward trend. He's getting desperate. So now he's into nitpick territory. He's taking every nitpick and trying to turn it into a nuke. And so he's like, why aren't you talking about Asmongold or Nick Fuentes? Why aren't you talking about them? If you don't talk about them, then you're this. And he's desperate. He's desperate to try and basically galvanize his base, essentially, and make himself relevant. Because Hassan, fundamentally speaking, has become irrelevant. In the last, month, his own community has turned against him. In the last, 2 months, his own community has turned against him. Started with Kaya. A lot of people turned on him with Kaya, including his own supporters who has had to start, including his own, multi-year supporters that he has had to start banning because they're calling him out on his bullshit on stream. And so someone that's been subscribed to him for, 5 fucking years, he's banning because they're calling him out on his shit. And started with Kaya, and then it continued with his trip to China. His trip to China really solidified it for a lot of people that this guy's a scumbag, he's a communist, that he's a pretend communist. Let me rephrase. He's a pretend communist, pretending that communism's so great when he's actually an in-the-closet capitalist because all he cares about is enriching himself. And people that have followed him for some time now, basically probably starting with the war in Gaza, that's where it probably all really started. People are starting to realize, oh, this guy's full of shit. He doesn't actually know what the fuck he's talking about. He tortures animals, and he's advocated for violence against people that don't agree with him. Maybe this was the wrong person for me to follow and listen to. And now he's desperate to try and he's got to try and up the ante in some way. He's got to try and up the ante to keep the engagement, to try and desperately keep himself relevant. And so now he's literally devolved to nitpicking bullshit to try and go, look, Ethan's not doing this tiny little thing. Aren't I so great that I do it? These guys aren't doing it. Ethan's not criticizing Asmon. I criticize Asmongold all the time. Aren't I so much better than Ethan? And he's desperate to try and make himself seem so much more important than he is. And it just basically shows that he's on his he's continuing on his downward spiral.
Coming from Hasan.
Asmongold's watching you right now. What else is new, brother? What else is fucking new? Yeah, based. Nick Fuentes is so based. So based. Instead of watching, how about he stop ducking me? Let's have a conversation. We can address some of these inconsistencies, you know?
Dude, you do nothing but lie, conflate, and twist facts to suit your own narrative. Why would Asmongold ever want to have a conversation with you when you're dishonest about everything? Like, literally everything that comes out of your mouth is twisted and dishonest. You will take the tiniest thing and turn it into the most explosive thing in the world that someone should literally be killed for. You literally advocate for non-combatants to have their lives taken from them. Why would Asmongold ever sit down and talk with you? He knows that, because he knows he would not be able to have anywhere even remotely close to the same universe of an honest conversation. And so Asmongold's like, no, I'm not going to waste my fucking time, as he shouldn't.
Don't click away now. Don't click away now, Asmon.
And he's not even watching in the first place.
If you are actually watching. He's not watching you. He's probably watching a video, I guess.
We can't.
The brave warrior fighting anti-Semitism actually had any statements about Asmongold's open celebration and intent to collaborate with open neo-Nazi Nick Fuentes? Or is he noticeably absent from that because he thinks Asmongold is a brave warrior?
Well, by the way, well, since Hasan decided to bring up Nazi, why aren't you bringing up Destiny's kid, Hasan? Why aren't you bringing up Destiny's son, who is literally a Nazi? You don't hear Hasan bringing him up, do you? Because Destiny's kid, for all you guys that don't know, the streamer Destiny, his son is a card-carrying Nazi. He literally has made the statement, I am a Nazi. He has made the statement. He was doing like an interview with a small podcast or something, and he actually said on the podcast that he is a Nazi. Why'd you bring him up, Sa? Why didn't you say anything about him? But you want to break, yo. You can say what you want about Nick Fuentes. Fine, that's totally fine if you want to bring that up. But nothing being said about Destiny's son? No.
Warrior fighting against his one true enemy, me. And he does not want to, he's not actually remotely invested in anti-Semitism at all. And in a much smaller version of what Israel does, is willing to collaborate with actual anti-Semitic people or anti-Semitic collaborators with the hopes that they will take down his number one opponent while cynically smearing his number one opponent as an anti-Semite.
Well,
What the fuck was all that verbal diarrhea? Jack, I'm gonna be honest. That was such gobbledygook nonsense. I actually tuned out halfway through. Halfway through all of that bullshit that just came spewing out of his mouth, I tuned it out. I'm sorry. I legit just my brain just went, I don't want to listen to this anymore, and completely tuned it out. So I legit couldn't tell you what he said. It was just a whole bunch of fucking nonsense designed to make him feel smart. That's the overriding thing. Hasan cultivates a community that is, shall we
Destiny's
say,
son likes the mustachioed Austrian
not
painter.
worldly.
I did not see that coming.
Oh, Canito, he's his son has been very Nazi for some time. It's why his son hates his father. And But yeah, it's what we just saw is Hassan cultivates a community of people. Yeah, I got the joke, Kanito. You know me, when I'm rolling, I just kind of like steamroll over the jokes. Hassan, like, he cultivates a community of, shall we say, unworldly people. And so he starts spewing out this absolute nonsense that doesn't make sense in the end. If you actually think about it, your brain will explode. Because he's trying to make himself seem smart to the people in his chat. Okay? That's why he talks that way. He basically does. It's like the techno babble from Star Trek. It's like the characters will say a whole bunch of techno babble that makes absolutely no sense, but they say it with authority in the show, and you believe it because they're saying it with authority and they sell it, and you actually believe, okay, these are really smart people that know what they're doing. They're very capable, and that is basically how he's operating. Is he spews out a bunch of gobbledygook that doesn't make any sense, but he says it with authority to make people in his chat that don't fucking know any better because they have half a brain in their heads, and they go, oh, he fell smart. He knows just what he's talking about, when in reality he literally just said nothing. And that's what he counts on. He counts on stupid people in his chat to be present and to be awed by his vocabulary that when put all together doesn't mean anything. Because the actual intelligent people, I've been starting to call Hassan out in his streams, and Hassan has been banning them. So he's banning the smart people and cultivating the stupid people. Sounds kind of familiar to other aspects of life, doesn't it?
First of all, it's hilarious that his chat once again led him in the wrong direction. Hassan has a very big issue with believing everything his chat says. So when his chat says Asmongold is currently watching your stream, he wasn't, but he believed.
Kind of like when he doxed that one content creator when his chat, when somebody admittedly said something vile in his chat and Hassan banned him, and then his chat dug into the person who said the vile thing, gave Hassan the wrong user, and Hassan pulled up a completely different person on stream, started to berate and insult him, and threaten him with a BB gun, pretending it's a real gun. And then they went, oops, we got the wrong guy. And he went, oh, it's the wrong guy? Okay, who is it really? Okay, I'll berate them instead. So yeah, I need, like, Hassan is 100% audience capture. He like, his audience will believe anything he says, and he won't believe anything the audience says. It's literally a parasitic joining of stupidity together.
It, and he started trying to challenge Ethan, all these people, like, or Asmongold in particular, and no, he's not listening. And Asmongold has said he doesn't really do debate stuff because it's just not worth it. Like, it doesn't produce any good results, and he just doesn't feel like explaining himself over and over again to people who probably aren't going to listen in the first place. But on top of that, we can see this claim that if Asmongold goes through with this proposed collaboration with Nick Fuentes, that's somehow supporting anti-Semitism and makes him an anti-Semite for talking with him. And also people like Ethan Klein are anti-Semites because they're not intervening and stopping Asmongold or condemning him for this possible collab. Again,
Hassan logic,
a
people.
Jewish man, a supporter of anti-Semitism for something someone else is doing by having a possible collaboration. And let's not sit here.
Okay. So start calling Hassan anti-Palestinian. Start calling him anti-Palestinian or anti-Muslim if he pauses even 5 seconds to not talk about Palestine or Gaza. He wants to fucking play this game. Cool. The second he stops talking about Palestine, you call him anti-Palestinian or anti-Muslim. Because he stopped talking about it. Because he decided to talk about something else. If the shoe fucking fits, asshat.
For a second and pretend like this guy is some champion for anyone in that related set of topics because he's the one who literally interviewed a Houthi terrorist. Do you want to know what one of the calling cards of this terrorist organization is? Well, if you look at their current flag, it has a couple of statements, including death to Israel and a curse upon the Jews. Now, of course, Hassan believes he can collab with this guy and be totally fine, but if Asmongold collabs with Nick, then that makes Ethan Klein supporting anti-Semitism. That is a lot of mental gymnastics and hypocrisy.
No, that's not mental gymnastics. That's retardation. That's flat out Hassan is a fucking retard. Rev has to sugarcoat it because he's wants to be monetized on YouTube. I'm not monetized, and I'll flat out call it out. Hassan is fucking retarded. And his take on the fact that Ethan didn't like start vocalizing dismay that Asmongold's going to be collabing with Nick Fuentes. Well, Hassan, you're a retard. You've been one for a long time now. Just embrace your retardation, gamer.
Right there. But also, a lot of people are looking at Hassan and the copyright infringement lawsuits that Ethan Klein filed against Denims, Casey Tron, and Frogan. And we know that Casey Tron did settle. And part of that, she revealed publicly
and
that she's gotten zero help from Hassan. Nothing financial. And it seems like you just kind of abandoned her. Said, go out there, fight the fight for me, and you take all of the consequences while I sit here in this pretty much ivory tower watching it all happen. And he keeps getting called out for not financially supporting these creators that I thought were his friends.
Cortanis, no, he's not. He's not. Hassan is a narcissistic sociopath. At minimum, he's narcissistic. Sociopath, he's edging in there. But at the bare minimum, he's a complete narcissist. And he shows it on a daily basis. Well, narcissists are assholes, Kanito. He's like, Hassan cares about one thing and one thing only, and that's himself. That's all he gives a shit about. He doesn't give a fuck about anyone or anything else other than himself. He is like completely high on his own fucking farts. And all he cares about is enriching himself further and having people basically fawn over him and worship him as being like this idealistic symbol of the political theater. And he just soaks that up. And literally, he only cares about him looking great and being rich. And that's literally all he cares about. He doesn't have friends. I would say at this point, he probably, like his family, he probably only views them as just wallets too. He doesn't give a shit about his family. He just views them as as a ladder to climb that he was able to climb upon to achieve the success that he's achieved. And that's it. Doesn't give a fuck about him otherwise. No friends, no family. As far as his love life, Valkyrie, I'm guessing he gives less than a fuck about her. If they're even still together, I don't even know. He doesn't care about anybody. It's all about himself. And that's all that matters to him.
And also serve very plain interests with him. And also he's made it clear that he was going to support them. But he is defending himself with the same old line. And he's still very insecure about this. Basically saying, if I was going to help these people out, you wouldn't know about it. Well, nobody knows about it because you're not doing it.
Whether I do or do not help any of these people, you will never know about it. Okay? I'm just going to repeat that one more time. Okay? That's number one. Bet your ass.
And you haven't. Because part of the deal of Casey Tron was to say that you didn't help. And if you actually had helped in any way, which would facilitate her lying when she says that, then her lawyer would have never allowed her to make that statement. So that's the thing that Hassan, the dumbass that he is, hasn't figured out yet. When she made her public statement upon getting a settlement with Ethan, in the statement that she made, it would have had to have been all true. Because if any part of it was not true, then either Ethan's lawyers or Casey Tron's lawyer would not have allowed that statement to pass, because that entire statement passed across the desk of Ethan, passed across the desk of Ethan's lawyers, and passed across the desk of Casey Tron's lawyer. And all parties agreed that this was going to be said and that it's factual. If Hassan had helped Casey Tron and she lied about it in that statement, then that would come back on her, and Hassan could actually take issue with that, and flat out go, she's lying, and thus invalidate her statement, which could potentially speaking have legal consequences if she made a false statement as a part of her settlement. So that's the one thing that Hassan hasn't figured out yet, is because this was all adjudicated by lawyers and done through the legal system, what she said was true, which means you did not help her. You didn't do anything to assist her. And you're not doing anything to assist Denims. And you're sure as fuck not doing anything to assist Frogan, because if you had, Frogan would not be on stream begging for fucking money every fucking day.
Secondly, what's so insane about this is like, help these people out financially. You're ruining their lives. You can help these people out financially by dropping the fucking lawsuit.
Yeah, that's Hassan's answer. They committed copyright infringement against you. They purposefully cost you views and money, thus affecting you financially, thus affecting your financial well-being. But you should drop the lawsuit, because even though they committed an illegal civil offense against you, you should just let that go, because I say you should let it go. And I don't want to actually spend any of my money to help them out. So instead of me helping out someone that he likes to claim is his friends and in his social circle, instead he wants to tell Ethan, yeah, drop the lawsuit wherein you are making people that committed a civil offense against you pay for their crime, essentially. That's Hassan logic.
What do you mean? Like, you are the one who is putting them through financial ruin. Do people just not realize that, or what's going on here? Where it's like, well, I sued these people and Hassan is not giving them money directly so that it can transfer into my bank account. Like, that's desperately what he wants. You make their life.
No, that's just how it is. It's the three people in your orbit were saying, we need help to defend ourselves. And you said, good luck. Hope everything works out for you. Anyway, about China. That's what he did.
Life a living hell. You torment them. You try to make content out of it.
Very classic.
And you're like, why aren't you not giving them money that will inevitably land in my pocket? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, first of all, Casey Tron didn't listen to this advice, and well, too late for her, right? She actually did settle. She's not waiting for the lawsuit to be dropped. So 1 out of 3 doesn't even matter at this point. And this guy's like, oh yeah, if you want to help them financially, don't look at me who promised to help them out. Look at yourself and drop the lawsuits. Well, maybe they shouldn't have committed blatant copyright infringement, because yeah, they're all folding like chairs at the moment. And, you know, the ones that are left, they are not doing well, and things do not look well, and people are clowning on this. Tell that to Casey Tron, that's right. Why aren't you giving them money that'll inevitably land in my pocket? So Hassan admitting he knows what they did was wrong and knows how this is going to end. LOL. Him telling Ethan to drop the lawsuit might as well be begging. If you don't help, you'll never know about it. Yeah, we will. They're telling us you didn't help them. Yeah, basically. Yep. He isn't helping them, and we know about it. Everyone knows he's not helping them. Because he's the type of guy...
Yes, Cortaz. Yeah, she's not working for them, too.
He would let you know about it. And clearly, he didn't help out Casey Tron.
Well, Warrior Fishing, here's the thing. He didn't necessarily have to help them out financially. There were other things that he could have done to help them. I'm sure Hassan probably has a pretty damn good lawyer. So he could have said, you know what? I've got a really good lawyer. Let me put you in contact with him. That's not him helping them financially. That's him saying, I have someone that you can use for your legal defense that is very good. I can maybe even talk him into doing it pro bono. And then you have legal counsel to defend you, and you have a good lawyer to do it with. That would cost him nothing except for some clout or just asking his attorney to help out people within his orbit. Couldn't even do that. Because I guarantee you, Hassan's got a team of lawyers, very likely, and he could have easily talked to them and said, hey, these people are kind of within my inner circle, they're in trouble, could you represent them? Couldn't even do that.
Why would I assume he helped anyone else out in the situation? And Ethan would respond to this with an Instagram post, story, whatever they do over there. But it says, number one, we do know you didn't help them. That's not how discovery works, but I guess I need to take her up on her offer to testify under oath. And that could be Casey Tron testifying against, well, whoever ends up being relevant. Number two, you said you would help them. That's why I'm inquiring. I made them no such assurance. My only interest is protecting my IP. Now let's change gears here and let's talk about Caleb
here we
Hammer
go. He's going to talk about it.
Very popular finance-focused podcast.
He's going to talk about this.
He's like that guy. I think he brings in people, and he makes jokes on them for their bad financial decisions, but he does give them advice.
Money man.
But this guy has been blown up on Twitter a lot, and people are so mad at him. I think a lot of people have discovered recently that he's like an anti-woke type person. He doesn't like virtue signaling. He calls it out, and he's getting the full treatment.
Okay, I don't think that's quite a correct description. He's not. He does kind of bash on woke a little bit, but he bashes on people acting stupid. He bashes on people acting stupid, making stupid financial decisions. He's anti-SJA, like the extremist ones. He doesn't like the extremists. Absolutely, he doesn't like the extremists. But when people say he's anti-woke, a lot of times, a lot of people are equating that to he doesn't like gay people or he doesn't like trans people, which is the furthest thing from the truth. And so that we have to sort of quantify that. He hates disingenuous people. He hates people that are high up, got their heads up their own ass and making absolutely boneheaded financial decisions because they want to feel good about it. But he's centrist. He's centrist just like Asmongold. If by saying he's anti-woke, we're talking about the anti-extremists, then okay, I can absolutely agree with that. I can agree that he's I can agree that he's anti-woke on the extremist side. It's just the whole thing of anti-woke is another one where that line is starting to get blurred. Unfortunately, where people are saying okay, if you're okay, that if you're okay with gay people and trans people, you are quote unquote woke. That's what I'm referencing. I've been called woke because I'm supportive of just normal LGBT people, not the extremists. And that I've been labeled as woke. So anti-woke on the flip side could be for certain people to go, oh, well, I don't support any gay people or I don't support any trans people because I'm anti-woke. So that's what I'm saying. The line is sort of getting blurred in that respect when it's quote unquote anti-woke.
And right now, all these wackadoos on Twitter, they're crashing out over this guy.
Yes, I've been called woke.
Every couple of seconds scrolling on the timeline, people trying to go after this guy. So it's pretty crazy to see that. But let's move on to some updates. He made some invites. He gave some invites.
Here we go.
Onto the show, including
here we fucking go.
The recipients of the lawsuits, including Frogan, who recently made it very clear she is broke and she can pretty much no longer afford to pay her rent. And even her own friend basically told her, it might be time to pack your stuff up and go home. And he offered to give her some financial audits as a part of his show. And
God, in the
as you can see in
fucking
this
essay she
very
wrote on this.
long-winded post, she will say no and that she's not coming onto the show. I've seen your content. It doesn't align with what I'm experiencing as a fellow content creator. I hope you understand how the complexities of this career path can affect someone's financial situation and has no place to be discussed on your show. But please don't stop yourself from donating.
By the way, he's had streamers on before. This whole bullshit of the complexities of I hope you can understand how the complexities of this career path can affect someone's financial situation. He's literally had streamers on his show before, 2 of them being very well-known ones, Boogie and Amaranth. They've been on his show, and he's actually had small streamers on there too, like small no-name streamers, but they are streamers, and he's had them on his show too. So Frogan, get over yourself. He's done a financial audit for streamers, and he's offered to help them out with their budgeting.
2, charity on my behalf. Interesting. Asmongold would respond to that saying, the only thing wrongful about your ban is that it wasn't permanent.
And this is referencing, for those of you that were not aware of, in that essay that Frogan wrote on Twitter, she said that she has not been able to get ad revenue since she was banned by Twitch 2 years ago for doing a racist and anti-Semitic tier list at TwitchCon. Her and Denims and several other people that were on a panel received a 30-day ban, I believe. Could be mistaken about that. For that racist panel. And she's making the claim that she has never been able to get ad revenue since that ban, which is a fucking lie. Outright a lie. She's probably not getting ad revenue because no one watches her streams, and because she talks politics, so Twitch tags her channel as a political channel, and advertisers have no interest in advertising on political channels. That's why she's not getting ad revenue. Not because she caught a ban, because she did a racist tier list.
Frogan once told Ludwig, who was going to donate $10,000 to a Palestinian relief effort, to keep his money, and then called him a cracker. Also, let's not forget this classic with her calling or saying that
and here we go.
deserve PTSD and no health care. And Caleb would quote Frogan, quoting her saying, "Try to degrade me," end quote. I've clearly noted that I will not talk about anything you don't want to, saying stream income has no place on my show, yet I've had higher earning streamers on the show.
Yep.
I legit wish you nothing but the best, but I wish we could have.
Well, I don't know about Boogie being a higher earning streamer. I'm not sure what Boogie's taking in, but Boogie is in the toilet these days. For God's sake, he's on lolcow, and the only reason why he still has a home is because Keemstar pays his fucking mortgage or pays his rent. So I don't know about Boogie being a high earning income streamer. He used to be a high earning income streamer, and then he pissed it all away, and now he's got nothing. And now he's doing the lolcow podcast, which is literally bottom of the barrel. So and he was at that point when he went on Caleb's show as well. When he went on Caleb's show, I believe that was right before Keemstar brought him on to... That was in between the Mike Klum documentary on him and when Keemstar brought him onto the lolcow podcast. And he was like he was at his like lowest point, and he's never recovered from there. And he's just... he's a bottom feeder at this point. And yes, Gobi, he did have Amaranth on. That's the other high-earning streamer that he's referencing. And the episode with Amaranth, we haven't watched it, but everything I heard about it was a very positive episode. She was in great financial shape, and it was basically just an episode to show that, to have a popular guest on to show that she knows how to handle her finances, and that financially she is like rock solid.
Had a genuine chat. Now this is where things continue to get a little more interesting. It looks like Denims is going to be making an appearance.
I saw this tweet. I saw this.
Podcast. He reached out and offered it to her, and apparently she's been trying to go after Caleb for a while now, and she accepted. She's going to be on his show in a voice call. So,
And leave us not forget Caleb goons like crazy. Like Denims is like at the top of Caleb's wish list. You know that I forget what it's called exactly. You know that cheat list that couples have, like the where it's like a list of like 5 or 10 people where if they ever had the opportunity to fuck the person on that list, their partner be like, yeah, understandable. This will be a permissible cheat if you go fuck that person on the list. Yeah, like the hall pass. Yeah, speaking of it, yeah. Denims is like at number 1 on Caleb's hall pass. Excuse me. Denims is number 1 on his hall pass. He goons like fucking crazy over her. When we watched the video yesterday, all he was talking about was like, she's gorgeous. He's like one of the most gorgeous women on earth. Just waxing poetic about Denims's beauty. And like, yeah, he's like crushing hard on her. For whatever reason. And you know what? More power to him. Yeah, and yes, Caleb is dating someone. That's why I brought up the hall pass thing. You know, if Caleb thinks Denim is the most gorgeous woman on earth, more power to him. Everybody's got their own taste. And I've said before, Denim subjectively is very attractive. She is. Like, you can say that she's ugly on the inside. Absolutely. Physically speaking, she is, genuinely, she is a very attractive woman. There's no denying that. It's the ugliness on the inside that plummets her attractiveness.
that'll be interesting. But let's go back to one of the Hassan orbiters, Mike from PA. Mike from PA.
Is this where he said Asmon's dad hated
Caleb
him?
Hammer. He made this post quoting him, saying
Caleb
Hammer is, in quotes, you ate avocado toast. That's why you don't deserve a home, end quote. But for millennials, doesn't even offer actual useful financial advice. Totally worthless loser.
So Mike from PA has never actually watched an episode of Financial Audit. You just told on yourself there, Mike. You literally just told on yourself there that you have never, just like Denims, you have never watched an episode of Financial Audit. You've literally just seen clips of Caleb yelling at people and said, oh, that's his entire show. All he does is yell at people and doesn't do anything to help them. The whole purpose of the show is he starts off getting to know them. He goes through all of their expenditures to just see how poorly off that they are. And the conclusion of the show is literally him putting together a budget for them, giving them resources and materials for after they leave the show to better their lives, and actually giving them like apps that they can use to budget, which is a paid app, and he gives it to them for free. That is literally how that he concludes every show. That's literally like the last 20 to 30 minutes of the show. But because Mike from PA did not deign himself to watch the fucking, like even a singular episode, he thinks, oh, he just yells at, SJAs or yells at woke people. And that's his whole shtick. Like, dude, you just told on yourself. If you're going to commentate on something like that and make just such a gross, statement, do your fucking research, you cock gobbler. Oh, what the fuck did I just do? Crap, what did I do there? I accidentally muted. Sorry. I accidentally muted.
This loser. Yes, it's coming from this guy, who's calling him a totally worthless loser. And Caleb would quote him. And
here we
go.
go.
Into the Shadow Realm saying,
and Mike from PA deleted it. He deleted his post. Caleb calls him out, and Mike from PA runs for the fucking hills.
Never talked about avocado toast, and nearly 50% of my guests already own a home. My average guest pays off about $20,000 of debt in 12 months. I've built resources that people use to better their lives. You sit online and virtue signal. I have actual positive results. If you look here,
rustic.
Oh, buddy. Everybody's
Why?
gangster until it's tweet deleted, because that's what he did. He ran away from this. He picked a fight, didn't get the results he wanted, and he deleted everything and ran away. He's done this many times. Let's move on to this. So there's something very interesting going on with Twitch. They have once again
oh my God,
brought
what
back
the hell?
gambling ads, and Asmongold had this to say.
So right now, if you are streaming on Twitch and you're running ads, you are supporting gambling. Period. You're supporting gambling.
Oh, for God's sake.
There is no, I don't want to hear any more anybody ever virtue signal about gambling again.
Yeah.
It's over. Gambling has won. Nobody knows how to do math. That's how it is. No more high roads. Yep, no more high roads. Promoting gambling, not just supporting. That's right. Yes, they're promoting it, making money off of it, and everything. Do we just assume Twitch is broke now? That may be the dumbest statement ever. No, it's not. It's not. Why is it? Why are we going to pretend?
Twitch is broke. 100%. Twitch is broke. That's why they're doing gambling ads. Because the gambling advertisers paid big fucking money to advertise on big platforms like Twitch, and Twitch is desperate for money. That's why Twitch did that fucking you can donate where you can gift 1,000 subs in a streamer's in a stream because it was like a last ditch effort to make their numbers. That came out like people behind the scenes of Twitch said that got implemented so they can make their quota. They can make their numbers for Twitch because Twitch is Twitch has been operating at a loss for years, but they are in a state right now that is probably the worst it's ever been, and they are desperate for money. Absolutely desperate. So yeah, they're going to take on gambling ads because my guess is the gambling advertisers probably offered them a fuck ton of money. And of course Twitch is going to take it. They are desperate for the cash. Everything points to that.
Like we're fighting gambling when we're losing. We're losing. Everybody loves gambling now. They can't stop gambling. They're addicted to fucking gambling. So Twitch is doing the gamble. Yeah, I guess so. Apart from you with no ads on third world countries, it's a huge problem. I guess so. And so Twitch is doing gambling ads. Well, there we go, guys. And now they're going to run gambling ads on people's streams. So I never want to hear anybody streaming on Twitch ever again talking about how bad gambling is, complaining about gambling, saying, oh, rain bad.
Complaining about Kick being a gambling site. Like anybody that wants to bitch about, someone streaming on Kick because there's gambling, fuck you, dude. Just shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. There's gambling on Twitch, and now Twitch is all in on the gambling advertisements. So if you want to try and go say, oh, Kick is horrible, and your excuse is gambling, you lost your argument without anybody even needing to say a word.
Or steak or bad. It's over.
I bet they already do.
Gambling.
I'll bet you they already do. YouTube already has gambling
now, as
ads.
you can see right here, these people are real mad. They are extremely mad at Asmongold, as if Asmongold is the reason there's now gambling ads on Twitch. In fact, if I had to blame anyone, I would start looking at people like Hasan for their role in the recent adpocalypse on Twitch because of the ridiculous
Hasan and all of his
him
orbiters.
And his orbiters are constantly getting highlighted for, and advertisers ran away. So yeah, they maybe had to turn back to gambling ads. And it's also really funny because a lot of the people who try to wag their finger at people who stream on Kick, they say, oh, that place is ran on gambling money and it's unethical.
There it is.
Well, guess what? That's Twitch now too. It was Twitch for a while, but it's back to Twitch now. Gambling ads are here, and if you stream on Twitch, you cannot call out anyone from Kick for streaming on that platform. It's 1-to-1 now. But anyways, this person said, the reason Twitch runs gambling ads is because known representatives of the streaming space are F-wit men like this one, like Asmongold, who have made it unattainable for other brands to safely work on the platform. Yeah, if they just...
it's all men that's doing this. It's all men. It's not like, any female streamers have not tanked the fucking platform like, oh, I don't know, Frogan wishing PTSD and no healthcare on all veterans and offering to bake a cake for 9/11 that celebrates the terrorists, or Denims calling Jews child baby killers, or I don't know, other female streamers that might be sexually assaulting men on stream or committing crimes like theft or assault on stream. Need I fucking go on? Like, this little Pixels Mixel doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. It's not just men. This is someone that I guess is, I don't know if she's a man hater or what, but I'm guessing she is, since she pointed out, oh, fuck with men. It ain't just men, sweetheart. Open your fucking eyes. Take the SJA lollipop out of your ass. And wake the fuck up. You want to be woke, actually try waking the fuck up.
Looked around at the people. I'm sure this is a Hasan fan right here. Like, yeah, I'm sure you need to, like, take a second look at this, because I don't think it's, this is really how it's going. You're blaming Asmongold for gambling ads popping up on Twitch. Like, please, give me an actual connection there. But anyways, people pointed out,
there we go. Go Savvy.
He doesn't like it. Hasan.
Oh my god! And look at the response. The default dumb fuck retard response. Who funds Kick? They fucking this is the funny people. This is the funny thing. Everybody who bashes on Kick, they're only the only thing that they have. The only reason that they think Kick is bad is because there's gambling on Kick. That's and it's not the entire platform. I don't gamble. I have not once ever done gambling on my stream. Not once. There's a lot of people on Kick that do not gamble. Yes, there are some. There are also some on Twitch that gamble. But this is literally their only talking point for why Kick bad. Kick bad because gambling exists and some of the people on Kick gamble. And so therefore Kick must be horrible. They literally have, I don't know if this is a Twitch stan or something, but it's their only talking point ever for their explanation as to why is Kick a bad streaming platform compared to Twitch. And any person that says Kick is bad, and if you were to ask them, okay, why is Kick bad and Twitch is not? The only thing that they will point out is gambling. That's the only thing that they'll point out. That's all they have. And they're wrong. And that's why Kick is eating up the market share of the streaming space. That's why Twitch's numbers are going down and Kick's numbers are going up. The reason why Kick is going to be introducing ads to the platform is because it is devouring that market share so much that now more people are coming to the platform. The platform is expanding dramatically, and now they have to do something to try and facilitate profitability, because they're no longer a small-ish streaming platform. They're becoming mainstream. And when you're a mainstream platform, you need to make money. That's basic business. A streaming platform is not a charity. So yes, Kick has to put in ads. Nothing wrong with it. They say they say the ads are going to be unobtrusive. I hope that is the case, and I have no objection to it whatsoever.
Every
I don't.
state
Even
in
if
America
they
partially
had
funds
to
education budgets with lottery sales money. It's gambling no matter how you cut it.
Even if the ads go into being somewhat obtrusive, again, it's part of doing business as a streaming platform. That's part of it. I went into Twitch knowing that there were going to be ads. The benefit of initially going on a Kick is there were no ads, but it makes perfect sense that as their platform grows and is catching up to Twitch in terms of market share, yes, of course, they're going to have ads. That makes perfect sense. If you scream about it, or if you have a problem with it, then you need to live in financial reality. Okay? They have a much higher revenue split with the content creators, and they have no ads. They've got it so far. They've got to make their money back somehow. It's just basic fucking logic.
Dog-shocking terrorist simp, and famously known for, if she's old enough to count, she's old enough to mount, end quote, has gambled on stream in China via horse races. He even flaunted his wealth. Spare everyone your BS. And then they say, who funds Kick? The same people funding Twitch now. Gambling companies.
Yes.
This doesn't work anymore. Like,
Nope,
people and
it
their
didn't work
Asmongold
back
derangement
then either.
syndrome. It just never surprises me how much they actually melt down the second they're confronted with their outrageous claims. But anyways, I think that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Oh, these people are fucking, they're deluded. These people 100% are deluding themselves. They're morons, and you can't take anything that they say seriously. You honestly cannot take a single fucking thing that they say seriously anymore.